Hey, you guys. Oh, welcome. Let me get back over here. And I literally just got my phone hooked up. Okay, hold on. Let's make this bigger. Oops, bigger. I saw Sandy was here, Cindy, Dana, Marlene, Anna, Deb Rogers. Awesome. Okay, so standard, like, let me know that everything is you're hearing me. Because I got everything. I'm pretty sure everything's set and ready to go. I didn't get home till like half hour ago. Ugh, just not enough time. But I have cute stuff to make and lots of things to talk about. So I see about everything. Oh, everything okay? Awesome. Thanks, Anna. 10 or 11 eyeballs. So let's get to it. So first of all, welcome, Toni Stamps, Toni Tessler. That's me. We're gonna make some cute stuff tonight. Spiral cards. They work great with anything flying or that could be in the air. But even think of birthday hats, balloons, graduation hats would be a great one. Thanks, Sandy. Yeah, I got it cut in like December and it hasn't really grown much. Yeah, and it's kind of flat-ish, but whatever. Anywho, so spiral cards, we're gonna get to that. I wanted to start with a quick walkthrough of where I finished my Easter album from last week, and then we'll come back up. Hi, Deborah Smith. Awesome, we got two Debs. Then we'll come back up here, and there's been a lot of announcements this week, like Tuesday's email. Hey, Carol. Tuesday's email was really from Stampin' Up was really had a lot in it. So let's just look real quick at my finished book. Now, remember, I had a paper share of the Easter Joy papers and these Pleasant Patterns. These ones were from the Pleasant Patterns. Um, this is all the paper that I have left. I have this piece, which I really like, the stripes. I like this piece. I mean, I like them all, but these I'm really glad. The flowers and those cute bunnies on the back. Eggs, gotta love the eggs. And then these two pieces. I used everything else, and then I used only a little bit of the shimmer. So let me move this over here. So here's what I ended up with the cover. So again, this was like 6 3/4 by 6 3/4, and then a 1 inch spine. And this is all Shy Shamrock. So I layered this paper with peach pie front and back, and then I die cut this basket, grass, whatever, a couple of things. I colored this one in with Stampin' Blends. This one I stamped early espresso right onto crumb cake, and then, die cut it. So kind of like a chocolate bunny. And then I just did the greeting and added some of these party dots. So when we open it, we had our pocket here. And then I had these were like cut aparts from the designer paper. So you can put pictures on whichever side you want, add journaling, whatever. Here was our first flip out. So I put paper here, flip it out this way, and then I put a little strip here to cover the magnets. So you could put white here to do journaling, or you could just do a picture. That's up to you. Same thing there, whatevs. Here was the first photo mat booklet, really, that you can pull out. Then I had my gatefold pocket layout, which I love this. So this photo mat is what keeps the gatefold closed. So you open that, and then I just added a regular piece of peach pie to the inside of that. Oh, thanks, Carol. Then I went and created a tag for this side, and I've just got it clipped on with the white paper clip, but this was just scraps of the papers that I had left, and I just hand cut this pretty in pink tag. Like, I hand cut the sides, added some ribbon. This is actually maybe Bubble Bath. It's retired. Added one of the bunnies, and I glued him down flat. I didn't do this as like a tuck spot. And then some of the gems. So this can just go right here. You can add whatever, picture or writing on the back, or it can just be pretty and clip it in. Another photo booklet. Now, this is where I added a tuck spot. So I was really trying to do, I couldn't find my scallop circle punch. Hey, Penny. Um, I thought the scallop circle punch, I had that from years ago. I think it was like 2 3/8 maybe. It's got to be in the other room somewhere. So anyway, I just decided to make a tuck spot with some of the stuff I cut out. Um, so there was our most recent paper pumpkin kit came with, it coordinates with this Easter Joy set or bundle, whatever. So I put all the Easter eggs I had. One came from the stamp set. Let me see. Yeah, the little one came from the stamp set. The bigger ones came from the paper pumpkin from this month that we got. So I stamped them on like Pretty in Pink, Peach Pie, and Balmy Blue, tone on tone. And then I just hand cut them. And then I just built up this tuck spot and I glued everything to a little strip of grass. Actually, there's 2 strips of grass in there. I started one. There's one you can see like behind here. Maybe you can see it. I don't know. But then I added another one. And so this you can just tuck something behind. Totally cute. Love it. There's another one. I didn't really do much with this, but I'll probably do the same thing, like make another tag over here. And this one I did opposite. I did Pretty in Pink on the inside and Peach Pie for the closure. And then our last photo mat, and these are 5.5 by 11, fold in half, scored and fold. And then same thing with this one, flip out, and I just added that paper too. So little thing. Now little bits that I have die cut. So I have extra pieces. I might actually use these next week because I'm going to do more with this Easter bundle set. But you could just like tuck them here in the pocket. So if you want to use stuff for later, so use the pockets. So that's our quick walkthrough. Hey, Jamie Gibbs, of the mini album. Oh, whoopsie. I always click this back wrong. All right, so that was quick. And now let's talk about, so there's lots of announcements, and then we'll get into, we're going to make 2 different cards tonight. So first thing, product of the month sneak peek. So they started that this week, showing it for March, right? And it's Hey Rose. So it's a cute stamp set. It's got like a deer, a bunny, whatever. So they're going to start doing that every month now. Like the last week of the month, they're going to show you what's coming for next month. So I didn't really think this whole, like, it's going to be a surprise until the beginning of the month. I don't really think that was going to pan out. So now they're giving you a heads up. That's why like, oh, I have an order that qualifies, but I'm not really wild about this month's thing, but I like next month's better. Then you can wait. So I love that. The stamp set, the greetings one that was was this January or February? I think January, I'm not sure. This is out now. So they always say everything is while supplies last. But like the paper packs are still there. Hey, Di, did you get my email earlier? I meant to call you back because I was busy at work, but I'll call you after this. Other big news, we're going to 3 catalogs a year. So, we normally have, our catalog starts in May and it goes from like May 1st till like the end of April for this year. So, I saw something a couple weeks ago and it referenced the May through August catalog. So I was talking to Rose and our friend Marilyn, and I'm like, does this mean we're going to get like 3 catalogs a year? Yes, we are. So this is going along the lines of Close to My Heart. So they had their 3 catalogs. So each catalog covers a 4-month period. And the reason is, I think the annual catalog, like people are into it for the first couple months. Well, then September comes around and we've got the holiday catalog and everybody loses interest. and they're going to have more stuff online. So I don't know if that's exactly how Close to My Heart did it. I think so, because you can only, since it's a mini, you can only have so much in there, right? So I think like all the basics are going to be online, and then seasonal stuff or like new stuff is going to be in the mini. So our first one is going to be May through August, and I imagine things are going to just be on the online, like they're going to carry over. So I'm not sure. Like, we're going to have to see how it goes. But, oh, nice, Penny. You received your lovely football winnings. Yes. Nah, you make some cards. I kind of like the 3 catalog a year idea, but we're gonna have to see how it goes. But they make changes. They'll keep this around for a couple years maybe, and I'm sure they'll change again. They always do. But you're right. It's Rose, it's too much with all the online exclusives and then the minis and it's too much going on. So, yeah, that's it. 3 catalogs a year. Um, Big thing, ink pads are changing. So this is another close to my heart change, and I think everybody's going to love it except for the price point. So, Di, I don't know if you got your email. So Diane used to be a close to my heart girl, so she would know. So Stampin' Up! Is changing the ink pad style again. It's a larger pad with the magnetic closure. And this is definitely, this does come from close to my heart. It is their ink pad design. It's a linen pad. So, right now we have switched all to the foam pads, which, I like, whatever. But they're switching over to the magnet pads. They are easier to open. You just like it's a magnet that keeps the lid closed, and it's easier for people that have arthritis and have a hard time. So, Di, you got to tell me. I think I was asking you, like, how do you remember how much they cost from before? Because now it's all like prices are gone up and tariffs and blah blah blah. These new ink pads, they're bigger than our current ink pads, so I hope they fit in my storage. But they're going to be $14. Eek! Like right now, I forget what we're at for ink pads. Like it's been so long. Really, I don't even know how much they cost anymore. But they're linen pads, which I like that they're going back to that, but I kind of like the foam. So what they're saying is these ink pads hold twice as much ink as the foam pads, and they take more ink, so that's another reason why they're more expensive. But you'll have to re-ink them less often. No, they won't, Tony. I'm trying to think. They won't fit. Okay. Gloria, so do you mean they don't fit in like, because I have the spinny ink cartridge thing, like, see those in the background? Those hold my old ones. Hey, Peggy. Hi, Karen. And I've also got something that like barely holds the new style, like this one. And I forget where I got this, but you were pretty close to what that's pretty close to what Close to My Heart was selling them for. Okay, so that's good that it's not out of line with what Close to My Heart was doing, but I just still think it's spendy. Like $14 for an ink pad. Nobody else is. I did some quick looking, and nobody else has cost that much. Of course, they're smaller, like half as big, so I guess that's into it too. 950 was a pretty pink. Okay, so still that's about a 50% increase. Like, I'm not a fan of that, but that's where they're going. So right now, the only colors that are going to be available in the new ink pad style are going to be the incoming in colors. All right. Everything else will switch over in 2027 when there's also going to be a color refresh or color revamp. That's what they call it. So I'm not going to worry about it too much because I mean, I've got reinkers for everything, and they last so long. They're saying the new ink formula is not suited for our current foam pads. So when they created the foam pads, they had to add this like de-sudsing or defoaming agent or something because it would like get bubbly. Not bubbly, but yeah, I guess it was bubbly. But when you squish it down, it would make bubbles, right? Like bloop bloop bloop. So they had to reformulate the ink to take care of that. So they're saying the new ink pads, the new re-inkers are not suited for the foam pads. Um, we'll see how it goes. I still have, when they switched to this style, I mean, granted, this is a foam also, but remember we had these in linen first, which I loved. But I keep all these, I'm keeping them till they die. So I am not going to rebuy all my ink colors, like just because they're going to come in a new style. I'm just going to get what I need and roll with it. So major ink pad changes. Number 3, number 4. Where did I put 4? Oh, price increases. So, yeah, Gloria, you get the ink refills so you can use them on the ink spots. And yeah, that's what Rose does too. She hasn't bought her regular size ink pad in years. And, that's a good way to go too. I just like the size of the full size. Like when I'm stamping something big, it just pains me to have to go at it with my little ink spot. I do that when I go to crops because I take all my minis in like the little containers I have, but that's just like a 1-day thing. If I go to, will they work with the ink spots? Yes. So the ink spots are linen. And so right now, any ink re-inker works with the little ink spots. So if that's the way you go, then awesome. Yeah, the price increases are killing me too. So that's another thing that's increasing with our May catalog. And I have a list. Mm. And we don't know exactly, all the things, but select, cut, and emboss products. Does that mean embossing folders? Does it mean dies? Like, ugh, who knows? The heat tool, cutting and scoring blades. And these are all things I think that we get imported. Select coloring tools, storage, select adhesives, select paper products, including envelopes, note cards and envelopes, and masking paper. I never liked that masking paper anyway, so I don't care about that. But envelopes, like, feel like they just went to, they just increased them recently. Yeah, Sandy, you just got stuff. Well, yeah, good. You got like stocked up on stuff before. Like, I think that's good. Designer series paper, that's going up again. I mean, they just went from 11 to 12.50, like, and 16.50. So I just feel like they're going to be pricing us out of things. Like, we'll see how it goes. Ink pads and refills going up, like I said, $14. Stampin' blends, those are going up again. Select embellishments, twines, and linen threads. So, lots of things on the list that are going up. New in colors, Barely Blush, Crisp Cantaloupe. That is a returning in color that we had from like 5 or 6 years ago. Yay. I have mine. Oh, and I just pulled it out and re-inked it last night. So, yeah, Peggy, I agree. I think the tariffs are killing everybody. Um, so Crisp Cantaloupe, Golden Glow, which is like a yellow, the Barely Blush, like a lighter blush color, Crisp Cantaloupe, Peaceful Pine, which is like a soft green, I'm liking that, and Hydrangea Hue, which is a blue shade. So, hopefully we'll get our hands or something on some of that stuff at On Stage in a couple weeks. Um, mm, mm, mm. Only in colors now. 2027 color revamp. And I said no mixing old pads and new refills. All right. Get rid of that. Paper share. So I filled up the first paper share, put the order in. Then I had some people that wanted in on it too. So I've got a list and I've got 2 people on it. I just need 2 more because I have to have groups of 4. And this is a paper share that I've been advertising for the March online exclusives. It's 8 packs of paper. And then we're also going to split a roll of the Berry Burst ribbon that looks pretty cool. So let me know once I get 2 more, then I'll send out invoices for everybody and I'll put that order in. But it's $30 if you're a local. It's $39 if you need it shipped. Then the March paper pumpkin kit. This looks like a really cool one. Fluttering Garden. It's like hummingbirds and there's an extra stamp set in it because March is typically the paper pumpkin birthday. And it seems like every year we get an extra stamp set, whether that's greetings or, more hummingbirds. Like, I don't know, but just keep that in mind. Sign up for that by March 10th. Price increases, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Announcements, spirals. Okay. let's get to creating. So I saw this idea for spiral cards a while ago. I want to say like 2 months ago. And does this look straight? Okay, I gotta drag this down. This looks a little bit crooked. Okay. So I put this in the mix because it looks fun. There, it's like action. So for this first batch, we're gonna use, and I am using some old stuff for the second one. I'm using Be My Valentine and With You in Mind. So you can use anything that you can punch, die cut, or hand cut. Hey, Nancy, Penny, you want paper? You want in on the paper share? Is that what you're saying? Because that would be nice. Then I would just need one more. All right, let me just write a note. And if that's not what you meant, let me know. Penny paper share. All right, awesome. Okay, so anything you can punch, die cut, or hand cut, just because it goes quicker, right? Because we're gonna make things that attach to our spiral. So that's what we're using. So this first one, we're using the bees, Daffodil Delight, 5.5 by 8.5. Fold that in half at 4.25. Then I've got this bokeh, beautiful bokeh paper, and I've got one for the front and two for the inside. I am going to do this part later. Let's do the inside. So when we come on the inside, I've got two pieces that are basic white, 4 by 5.25, and this one's going to be a landscape card. The other one will be portrait. Oh, thanks, Sandy. Die, you'll take two of them if necessary. Okay, well, Penny wants one, so all right, let me add you. So Die will get the other one. All right, awesome. Okay, so then I've got two pieces. Now, you could make this whole sheet designer paper. I wanted some white space. So these are 2 by 5.25. And I just want to glue these on. And if you wanted to stamp these first with, whatever, like whatever backgroundy stuff, you could do that. But I am leaving all that off. So I'm going to put this designer paper on and then put this right in here. All right. And then we're going to do the same for the bottom. Now for the spiral piece, I'm using acetate. I'm actually using my transparencies, my stuff that I got that somebody gave me from school. So the acetate that Stampin' Up has is a lot thicker than what I have. But they're both going to work. All right, let's put this in here. Okay. All right. Now you might be thinking, oh, you can make this a pocket. That's not going to work for this because our acetate, our spiral is going to be attached here. All right, so spiral. You're going to start with a 3 by 3 piece of acetate. All right, and you can't really see it, so I've got this cardstock behind it. What we have to do is cut this into a circle. Like you want about a 3-inch circle to start with. And so I'm just gonna hand cut it. It does not have to be perfect. All right, I'm just gonna round these. If you had a die that would make a 3-inch circle, that would work too. But again, this doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be circle-ish shaped. Like that's crooked, who cares? Doesn't matter. Now we want to cut and make a spiral out of this, like going, start from the edge and go around till we get to the middle. You want this to be about a 1/2 inch. If you don't get it exact, like it's not the end of the world. I think if you go too thin, it becomes too floppy. And too thick, you're not going to get a whole bunch of movement. So you want like the sweet spot. So I can tell I'm not being consistent, but I'm also not worrying about it. It's getting a little thinner here to the middle. Now I've also seen these done, this spiral piece done with just cardstock, and I think that would be fine too. I think maybe this spirally, like the acetate just might be a little bit more sturdy. Like, what if you open your card real quick? Like, you could rip your cardstock. And actually, why don't I just save this bit that I cut and I can try that later. But isn't that cool? Like, you think it looks like a wobble. All right, let's put that there. So our acetate, we want to attach this first, and I think we wanted, let's see, like this curvy part. I think I want this at the top-ish. All right, so I'm going to put glue, 2 glue dots on the back of this. So you do need glue dots. Let me get where are my glue dots? And I'm just going to use the, my leftovers from my paper pumpkins. I'm going to put 2 on here, right at the very edge. I'm flipping it over just so I can see where I'm going. Let me peel this. Okay. So I want to put this kind of like right here. Not super close, but, kind of near the edge. So that is going down. All right. Now I'm going to put glue dots in the very center on the top, and then I'm going to stick it down, and that's going to stick to this side. So add some more glue dots. And in this case, I really do think you need glue dots, not liquid glue, just because this is acetate, and that would take a while to dry, and all right. Squish, squish, squish. Now, so look at this. Cute. We've got this whole bit. Can you see that? That is our spiral. So now, I do like that. I feel like I could have drugged this further, but then when you close it, it won't line up. All right. So now we want to like stamp and punch a bunch of beads. And actually we can, let's do our bees first. So I've got just a scrap of white. I want an odd number. I want 2 for the front and 2 for, oh, you know what? I was going to punch these out of daffodil because that's going to go easier. Get my daffodil. Okay. So I'm going to stamp just the stripes along here, and I'm going to use my VersaFine, which does take a minute more to dry, but I just like it better when I want something like a nice dark black. All right, so let's do our body bees, or our bee bodies. Actually, I'm going to flip this. And I'm just going to keep going around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. And let me clean this off. Now I want to punch these before I stamp the faces on them. But I do want to let that dry for a little bit. So let's stamp some wings. And let's bring that scrap back in. We're going to use the cloud cover. And we're going to go, this is why I don't like the spots. Like I have to keep doing every time. Ooh, that's too dark. All right, so I want that stamped off. Yeah, I don't I don't have the patience to just use spots all the time. And I know that's me. And that's why I always forget to use this cloud cover. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But like Rose uses her Stamparatus for all of her stamping. And the minis are perfect for that. All right, so now we're gonna add these wings. And I can barely see. That stamped off bit is so light. All right. So yeah, lots of changes coming. So much so that they actually have a Zoom next week about dealing with change. So I did sign up for it, but it's like right in the middle of my work day. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to, I won't be able to watch it live. I'll just have to, watch it later. But they only had so many spots to sign up, so I signed up. I mean, change is hard always. But it just sucks when it's always like, prices keep going up and up. Like, come on. All right, let me put that up. So, yes, Sandy is right. They're going to be flying on the spiral thing. All right, so let's do, so when I kind of did these at an angle just because I know like the layout of my punch. So I'm going to start on the right-hand side and punch these and work my way to the right. I almost pinched my thumb on that other one. I have a feeling this B set is going to be last chanced pretty soon. I feel like we've had it for a while and they don't usually let us keep stuff this long. But, I may keep it. I don't know. Like we're using the ladybug for the next card, the old ladybug that I love. I just like anything with a punch, really. Because for me, it's like, it just goes so much quicker. All right, let's have our pile of our wings. All right, get rid of this trash. And then maybe we can punch our bee bodies. All right, so now I want to cut this. Because I know our bee punch is all the way down at the bottom. So I want to slide that in for cute. Now you also want to punch the same thing, like the same body shape for the back. So I'm just going to, I'm just going to punch all of them. All right, so body, back of the body, back, body, trash. And then we'll get these guys. Yeah, I love my my ladybug punch so much that mine had started to get hairy. So I bought one off of somebody selling theirs, aftermarket. Because I've used like the tin foil, and that doesn't always do the job. Let's just say that. Like as far as sharpening it or taking care of the edges. All right, so I need a couple more of these. 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. All right. Doot, doot, doot. And yes, I'm just gonna throw these hearts away. All right, faces. So where did I put my little? Oh, here we go. You guys, when I was getting ready for this tiny little face, I was trying to find a block to put it on and I dropped it. And of course it dropped this way, hit my boobs, fell on the floor. Panic. So I'm like, how am I gonna find that little thing? So I was down there, tap, 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 and thank God I found it. I would have been just a wreck. All right, so I want some bees going both directions. Ooh, that guy looks like he's got a black eye. I must have pressed that a little bit firmer. And I can tell already I did not punch antennas, but I don't think I feel like dealing with that right now. All right, and then, ooh, let's have one that's like faced up. Although I know I'm gonna have to have a second set of wings for that, but that'll be okay. All right, let's do our spiral part first. So Sandy was right. We're going to attach stuff to this, our spirally bit. So let's go ahead and I'm going to attach this. And I guess I'm going to have to do glue dots again. Where did I put those? Did I already put them away? Yeah. All right, so let's do, this first one's going to go like right here. So let's see. And you're just going to put these willy-nilly. So I'm going to attach this. Ugh, cute. And they're not all going to be, you know, we're going to see them, but some of them are going to be facing down. I'm going to get over that. All right, let's put a little glue. Of course. I usually leave my glue uncapped like this. And it's perfectly fine. All right, glue. Putting that like right there. So once you get this on there, then you want to add something to the back. A, it's going to make sure it really stays on your acetate. And B, it's going to cover up all that. So I'm just going to add glue all over. And yeah, I could add a matching wing on the back of this, but I'm not going to. I'm just worried about covering that up. Oh, for cute. All right, now I want to put one like here. And it's really just playing around with, you know, where are you going to get them? And you can have them hanging off the side a little bit, because why not? All right, let's do that. The only thing I want to pay attention as I get closer to the top is that I don't want any bees like hanging over the edge of the card. Rose, one of your little faces. Oh, for your bee? Fell and you never found it? That's sad. All right, I'm going to twist this around just so I can get that lined up. Cute, cute, cute. I know we were at a crop and I was cutting one of those really teeny tiny word sets. And I dropped it and I didn't think anything of it. And well, I didn't know I dropped it. And I ended up having to dig through a whole big trash bin and I found it. It was one of those that was like, you know, $40 set. I wasn't about to be missing a greeting. But yeah, I was glad I found it. All right, let's put this here and add these. Just gonna put that there. So I am gonna take one of the extra wings. Oh, that's gonna be cute. So you see here, that I didn't want these wings to be over the edge of the card. For cute. So anything that, I think I'd said when I was advertising or talking about this, anything flying thing or, this could be graduation hats, this could be birthday hats, this could be pool balls, could be anything. Now, on the edges where we've got our glue dots, we want to cover that up too. All right. So it's going to make it a little bit more stable. And B, it's going to cover it up like more, yeah, just sturdy. All right, so I'm just going to put that right there. Oh, for cute. And it's closing. Nice. So when I get down to like this area, it's getting a little crazy, towards the center. And I do want to put one right here anyway. Let's just go ahead and add that one because I want to cover up that. And it looks like I'm going to need another set of wings for my front of this card. But let's just put this I'm going to slide them right down in there. All right. So yeah, the spiral is like over top, but he's landing right over top the center. Cute. I love it. Now you could stamp stuff here. You could use this to write, if you write your message down here. But I love it. So I think the people that I saw made them had this whole bit was white. And I just I like having a little bit of extra. So yeah, maybe I could get another one down here. And if I had different size bees, that would be cute. Gloria, there's a paper pumpkin that has a face like this? Really? Which one is that? I'm very curious because then that would help Rose for sure. All right, so for the front of the card, I wanted bees here. So let me see. I just put this right here. And I want to stamp. Oh, first we want to put our letters. So I'm making this card Happy Bee Day. So I die cut. I used my letters, the big party alphabet letters. And I die cut these out of black. And then I ran them all through with the eyelet folder. So any folder that you want, really. All right, so I'm just going to eyeball. Thanks, Carol. Yeah, these bees are cute, but really any bee you had. All right, so I'm just eyeballing happy bee day. This is what that's going to say. All right, eyeballing this. And then we'll get this on. Now, you could cut extras of this if you wanted these letters to be like popped up a little bit. But I just am wanting it like straight, flat. All right, because I know I want to have this here and then this guy here. All right. Why do I have so many extras? Oh, that's right, because I didn't need them on these ones. I only needed on these. All right. So, I want happy bee day. So I've got the happy birthday from, this was the with you in mind, this big one. All right, did I want this in black? I think so. All right, again with this, with the VersaFine. Actually, you know what? I'm going to stamp this, let it dry for a little bit, and I will stamp an extra set of wings in the meantime. All right, so you don't have to stamp this straight because I'm going to hand cut that happy, and then I'm going to cut this day out, like cut right around it. Now, if you had something that said just day, separates, you just need happy and day, so whatever. Ooh, and I forgot to stamp these. Ugh. I want a little bit of these honeycombs. All right, Daffodil Delight. And I'm just going to put some willy-nilly. Actually, if I go right over top the black, no one's going to notice anyway. Okay. So just to give it a little bit of something. All right. So do that. And all right, my cloud cover. Let's do the wings. One more set of wings. All right, we'll just do that over here and over here. So yeah, next week I'm gonna do more with the Easter basket bundle and like some springtime stuff, like seasonal something or others. Because really, that Easter basket, I love making the album, but it's just so cute. Like I got to do more with it, more Eastery stuff. Even though I don't have a ton of the paper left, I don't really care. Because of course I got to make a little treat box container or something out of that Easter basket. That is cute. And then the following week, I will be hanging out with Rose and Maryland in California. We are going to On Stage. All right, so let's glue this on. Which Rose, I still got to get my act together about swaps. I might just have a couple swaps for you and Maryland. I don't know. We'll see. I haven't done swaps in so many years because it seems like I'm always disappointed in stuff. Like, I expect better. I mean, obviously not from you, Rose, because you're like the best. But you know, when you're general swapping, and I hate to be a snob, but like sometimes I just feel like, don't like it. All right, so I'm cool with this covering part of this B because like we know what it's saying. All right, so let's just put some glue, some dimensionals under here. And then hopefully this greeting will be enough, dry enough. So I don't want to have anything hanging over, but I can go to the very edge. Like that's good. And then we'll pop this one up. And you know, I'm going to want to run Winkostella on these wings. Because why not? Or I should say clear shimmer brush because I don't have the Winkostella anymore. I got this. This one's close to my heart. But I know I've showed you guys. I got a 3-pack from scrapbook.com. And they are just as shimmery. But there are 3 of them for like $10. So you really can't beat that. Oh my God, this is so cute. I love it. Be my friend. All right, let's cut this. So I want to cut straight for the happy. And that happened to just get close on the day, so that's fine. Happy. And I've got scraps of black. So, happy B-Day. All right, so now let's do the day. So I just want to cut off these words. All right, so let me just start here. And I'm going to go kind of slow. The fact that we can see that little bit of ink there, who cares? So again, like if you had a die that said day, that might be easy. But this isn't too terrible. And I'm just going to go, I'm not going to go all the way in there. But cute, happy B-Day. Now, as far as embellishments, I do have some, I think I have something that is lemon lolly. Otherwise, if you had something that was like little flowers, like you know how some companies sell those little plastic shaker bits and they're like daisies or different flowers, that would work. All right, I am going all the way down into this. I gotta get rid of some of that though. All right, let's get my scissors in here. All right, eek. Okay, I like it. Ooh, yeah, let me get rid of all this. Actually, I feel like I wanna mount this, but not necessarily the day, because A, I'm not cutting around that again. And B, like I don't think that would add much value. All right, let's cut this straight and cut this straight. And little trimsies right there. Okay, for cute, for cute. All right, can I do little dimensionals? Yep, sure can. Actually, let's do some black ones just because we have them. Although I could use the regular size, but this will be fine. Let's use them up. And then I had little plain ones. Now, a lot of times I get these little ones from Paper Pumpkins too, and just save them. The little white ones. Okay, that looks good. Oh, you guys, this is adorable. All right, so I can tell already, we're gonna be running over. So if you have to go, I appreciate you being here. Just come back and see the finished product, at least for the ladybug is gonna be next. And we're doing that one like portrait. All right, happy. Oh, I love it. And I'm overlapping these letters a smidge just because I kind of like it. I don't want it to be like, if I have it over here, it's just like out in left field. I mean, that's okay too, but I want it like right up on it, touching, just like how I did this one, how it's like hanging over. So, I love it. Happy B-Day. So cute. All right, we're using these for the next one. Oh, you know what? We could use some of these clear ones. Why not? All right, let's do a little bit of like right here and right here and right there. Where's my thing? And these are, geez, some of these are teeny tiny. All right. Nice. These do look like water droplets. So I probably could have picked something with more blingity bling, but whatever. You'll definitely see them. So once that dries, yeah, you'll see these. Cute. And I can put, let's just do a couple more. 1, 2. Do these tiny. God, these ones are so tiny. Did that stick to my finger? Oh no, it's on there. Okay. Shoo. I mean, look how teeny tiny. There we go. Teeny tiny. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. That'll do it. Cute. And I will go back in and do the shimmer on all the wings there. But yeah, this one in the middle is kind of weird. Like maybe I should have put it off to the side, but I love it. Love it. I mean, can you imagine like graduation hats or bats for Halloween? Ooh, yeah, Lisa, the metal bee trinkets. I do still have some of those. Do I have them handy? Yes, I do. Yeah, that would be cute. Let's just add like 2 of those. Let's do 1, 2. Yeah, I love these. They're kind of hard like to pick up. Oh, there we go. And they are lumpy, but I've never had somebody tell me that it like got ripped right off their card. All right, I do want another one though. I'm gonna put one right there. Oh, come on. Okay. Cute. Cute, cute, cute. Cute, cute, cute. Okay, let's move on to a ladybug. Okay, so like I said, this one, landscape. Now we'll do a portrait. All right, and let me put this off to the side. So I'm using my Old Faithful ladybug just because of the punch. Like I said, it's quicker for me to like punch stuff. So I punched the bodies already. I'm gonna need to punch the wings. I'm also using, this is a new ladybug folder that's coming in the online exclusives, the March. So, and it's just a background of ladybugs. Doesn't necessarily match any particular ladybug, but it's cute. All right, so we've got, again, our acetate 3x3 and the basic beige, just so we can see what we're doing. For the base, Old Olive 5.5 by 8.5. Thanks, Cheryl. Yeah, way cute. All right, then we've got 2 pieces, basic white. And now this time, this is for the inside, but this time I did not do any designer paper for the inside. So I'm gonna just put this inside. And of course you could stamp ladybugs or itty bitty backgrounds, like, or little flowers all over this. In the interest of time, you're just gonna have to imagine that that is done. All right. Ooh, that did not look like it's lining up right. Okay, so that's gonna be our inside. Now this one, so the front, this is also 4 by 5.25. Did I tell you that for these? Like same. Embossed it. Then this from the Cute as a Bug paper. I love a good plaid. And that's from, the back side of that. 2 by 4. And we're gonna glue this right to our embossed piece. And let's get this glued down. And if anything's hanging over, I'm gonna trim it. But looks good. Okay. And that's gonna go on the front for cute. All right, this needs more glue. All right, so let's do the, I can glue this down. We're gonna make our spiral for the inside. And then build some ladybugs. All right, here's this. Cute, cute, cute. So I just wanted this as just the background. All right, so I've already punched a bunch of the bodies. All right, so we're gonna add, and I don't know if this is my old punch or the new punch, because the antennas are a little hairy, but I'm using them. I want 2 for the front. We're gonna have like ladybug, and then I'm using the greeting, Hello Spring from the Easter basket set. And we're gonna have a little, Hello Spring. So let's build our ladybugs. So I just punch, punch, punch. So this is Poppy Parade and Real Red. 1, 2, 3. Let's do one more of the Poppy. Okay. Get this and line these up. And I'm just gonna stamp the dots on them. So if you just had this punch, if you don't have the stamp set, because this is all I'm using out of this, is these dots right here. If you don't have this, if you just have the ladybug punch, you can still totally use this. Just use like a pencil or a little something that makes little dots and freestyle stamp the back of your ladybug. All right, so don't worry if you don't have the exact thing. All right, get this out. And I am going to use the VersaFine again just because I like it better. It's darker. All right, and I always forget. Yeah, this is how it goes. All right. I've also done these and I put like, I had black, like 3D dots, and I would put those on the ladybug's back in this pattern too. Yikes, this one got a little icky. Let's do that on the back. Redo. And then I'll just have to clean that up with sanding block. Cute. Love a good ladybug. So I got the new, there is a new set, and I'm going to do some swaps with it. And I think I've showed this before, springtime scenes. So, but this ladybug for me, it just wasn't, there's dies that go with this. And, I want the punch because it's quicker. But this was just so much smaller. Now, I could have used that leaf. But anyway, whatevs. All right. And so many people still have this ladybug. It's a good one. Okay. Let me... I know I shouldn't be handling these right yet. Yeah, I need to just go at these a little bit with a little sanding block. All right, and then this one. Okay, I'm gonna let those dry some more. We're gonna cut remember, we're gonna start with our circle. So we want, this is a 3" by 3" piece. I wanna make this kind of a circle first. All right, it's not perfect, but it's okay. All right, and now we'll just start. And again, we want about a 1/2 inch wide-ish going around. And I know it's not going to be even, and that's okay. Oops, getting a little skinny here on the strips. That's not good. All right, that will do. All right, let's pull this off. Separate, come on. I don't want to pull too hard. There we go. All right, so again, we want to, let me just move these out of the way. So this time it's going to be this way. We want the tail to be like over here, and this kind of close to the inside. So like the edge of our acetate kind of close to the inside edge. So I want to put 2 glue dots on the back of this because this is going to stick down on this side. Then I'm going to put glue dots on the top in the center and smash it over, and then it'll stick. All right, so let's do these 2 and flip it. And I'm just gonna peel these up if I can. There we go. So what else can you think that would be good to put inside of here? Like, I already think like Halloween would be good. Bats, like anything that can be like flying around. Okay, so that's good. Now 2 on the top. And I think the ones I saw, they only used 1 glue dot, but I don't trust just one. Cheryl, you'll get back later. Sweet. Not stamp cases, ink cases. Oh, yeah. Yep. I did talk about the new stamp cases. Yeah. Yep. So yeah, go back to the beginning. All right, I'll smash this down. Okay, and we've got our, and now it's this way. So now we want to put them like, knowing that they're going to be sideways, like, now we worry about the center. So like, I feel like I want to put a ladybug right down here, but I know it's not going to shut right. At least I don't think. So let's build some ladybugs. And again, you're going to want to punch a second body to sandwich and cover all that up, but I'm not going to do that right now. So this one, like I kind of want something here, but that's not going to, like if I put it right here, that's going to cross and it won't shut. So I think I'm going to have to put it like here. And that's fine. All right, so let's do, I think it was about here. So I'm only doing like the top layer ladybugs just because it's already after 9. But I would follow up and put the bodies. And actually, let me just see this. There we go. That'll work. Just want to make sure it shuts. So see in there how it's like close to the edge? Cute, 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 cute. All right, let's make another one. Ugh, now that one I can just glue straight down. Right over top of that edge. Oh, for cute. All right, so maybe 7, like 5 for the inside. Maybe that's too many, but that's okay. And you know, if you had smaller ones, like, ooh, maybe I could fill in later with some of the smaller ones from here. Yes, witches and bats. I love that. All right, and I want one here. So you see on this edge, I'm kind of like, I want to lift this plastic, this acetate, and like scooch that right under there. So then this will still like move. Actually, let's put that there. Yeah. Oopsie. All right, scooch that. Perfect. Nice. Now let's do another red one. I feel like I want 5. If I can get 5 inside. I need one like here. And then one here. And actually, I kind of want this one here. And it's okay that they're going to be kissing. That's fine. All right, let's do glue dot like here-ish, I think. I think like right here. Oh, okay. I can feel the glue on the back of that. So I'm going to have to add an extra body to that one right now because the glue dot ended up, there we go. Oh, yikes. Messy, messy. All right, let me get that glue off. Okay. So like the glue dot was behind the part of the body. It wasn't on the plastic. So, cute. And let's put one more here. So I can do, yeah, this will work out. So I still love ladybugs because, I mean, they were my sister's favorite. She had tattoo, at least one of ladybugs. So like every time I see one now, I'm like, oh, Tracy, want. And that's the reason why I saved this ladybug punch and set because, of course, I'm like, I got to make her a little book with all ladybugs. Oh. All right, now this one, I'm going to stick this here for now. I want to make sure that oh, perfect. So you want to make sure that it's going to close, and it does. Nice. All right, that I can tell. So see how that glue dot is sticking out past the, I'm not going to shut this for real, because I know I need these two bodies. So, but cute. So again, you could stamp like flowers around it, like, you know, some of these or some other flower. All right, now for this one, let's build our ladybugs. And I do want to cut, stamp and cut real quick that leaf, the big leaf that goes with this. So see how easy these come together with the using the punch? Oh, I love that. All right, so where'd my big, me. Oh, and I want to use these. I know I got that big leaf out, or did I? Yeah. All right, it is somewhere. If I was a leaf stamp, where would I be? Did I put it? I remember getting a block out, guys. Got the greeting. Want, want. It's not in here. Nope. Let's put this out. Nope. All right, where did it go? Oh, right here. Jeez, you guys, this is where it was, underneath all this boingies. All right, so scrap piece of white again. So I used Old Olive for the base, and let's just use, I want like a lighter green. I'm excited about the new ink colors because I do like the lighter green. We'll just do Old Olive and maybe I'll stamp it off. So yeah, the fact that the new ink pads, the formulas aren't going to match, or like you can't use them with new ink refills with old ink pads. Like, I don't care. Oh man, I meant to like stamp off. Like I said, I'm gonna use my ink pads until they die. All right, that got weird. I might have to cut that out anyway. No, I'll use the darker one. But yeah, changing over to all the new style, that's not going to be me. I will only change over what I have to. I did that one time years ago, like with the first change. Remember when they had the flip ink pads, and then we went to this style, even though these were linen. So when they changed that, I changed everything. But that's not going to happen again. And I'm not judging whoever, if you guys want to completely change out to the new style. And really, you know, I say that now, but I may love the magnetic ink pads, and they may be they look so much easier to open and close. So who knows? I guess I shouldn't say I'll never do that, but I don't see myself spending hundreds of dollars to replace perfectly good ink pads. Now for colors I don't have, obviously. Okay, so let's do this. So I kind of wanted like this one, this. Cute, cute, cute. Oh wait, that's gonna go like that. All right, so I want the leaf flat. And ladybugs will be popped up. And then I need, where'd my other scrap? There's a little piece of white. I'm gonna do the greeting. Let's just do this. Do it on the back. No, I can do it on the front. All right, so again with the VersaFine, because I want this to be nice and crispity, dark black. And I can let that sit there for a few minutes and dry while I put these ladybugs on. Mm-mm-mm. Cute, 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 cute. All right, more. You know what? Let's cut some of these side bits so I can get the bigger pieces instead of picking just all little bits. All right. Don't be shy with the dimensionals. You know, I was so excited when they first came out with these black ones, and now I hardly use them. I don't know what happened. Like, it's not a conscious choice, but I don't know why I don't grab them more often. Okay, so I want this guy. Let me just eyeball what I'm doing. So I want these like this, and then the greeting will be here. All right, so that can go there. And then we're gonna add some of the enamel ladybug bits. Which, by the way, these ladybugs, I think these are out of stock. I think it's way past. It's like the third week in April, maybe. So it'll still be here like springtime, but all right. So let's do this. And of course, you know I'm gonna rip these. Oh, for cute. Yeah. All right, we're just gonna glue this down flat and go right over the edge of that designer paper. Just press that down with my block because I know the ink is still wet. All right, ladybug, ladybug. And these are all the same size. So 1, 2, and then we'll do 1 up there, and that'll give us 5 ladybugs. And let's have them going in different directions. That one can be upside down. And this one can go like that. So cute. All right, let's get rid of all this stuff. And you know, Di, I think I'm gonna have to call you tomorrow because I'm hungry. And I can smell there's something going on down there. There's food. Okay. So super cute, you guys. You make your own black dimensionals with the foam sheets and the double-sided tape. Yeah, and you know, I always say to people, like, use a Sharpie and color the side of it, like that foam tape with whatever, you know, like if you've got a blue card, like color the side of that foam tape blue with your Stampin' Blends or whatever. Yeah, that's another good idea. All right, let me put these away so I don't lose my ladybugs. So cute. Hello, spring. Love you. I love that one. All right, and then we've got our bee. Happy day. Happy bee day. Yeah, I'm gonna have to actually maybe I'll do another double on the back so he can be facing either way. But super cute. Get rid of these. So thanks again. Oh, good, Peggy. Yeah, definitely save. Yep. The whole part is getting this spirally bit, right? Doing a circle. And you could really, you might could go a little bit bigger than a 3-inch circle, but it's going to come out closer to the edge here. So just keep that in mind. All right. So, thanks you guys for hanging out. And yeah, I did a whole bunch of announcements at the beginning. That probably took longer than I should have, but there was a lot to say. And like I said, next week, more ideas, because I haven't got into this Easter basket set at all. But it's probably going to be that one and this one for like springy stuff. Yeah. So, thanks for hanging out. Yep. Good night, all. I will have my blog updated with all the measurements this weekend. Like I'll say, what day's working Saturday? So I might do it Saturday. Sharon, I think your package arrived today, but I didn't have time to hit the mailbox when I got home. So, you think the ladybugs spring a little bit better? Yeah, I agree. Maybe it's the weight of them because I didn't put double on the other ones because the bees feel a little bit heavier. Yeah, that might be it because they're not double backed. So, okay, I will catch you guys next week and thanks a lot for hanging out. So, bye.